settings, although in this particular video it will be whispers with some white noise in the background, which you can definitely hear right now. But in this episode I wanted to, obviously, as with the rest of the episodes, just showcase the progress I've made. I haven't really done too many of the quests from the previous episode. I'm still kind of not really making my way to the Tier 2 Horizons quest lines, but I wasn't focused on that here. The main thing that I want to show is not this area. This area is basically the same as last time. I did figure out what to do with the fluid cows, and I will obviously show you that later, pretty soon. So yeah, this area is obviously the same. Like my gear, I basically got diamond gear. I got these really OP boots from a pebble that like just gives you a random item. I bet I can find it, probably like, well, it's a pebble. Oh, it's the chests. Yeah, never mind. Gift of stone. So all of these you have a chance to get, and I got the Sirith quick step boots, which is like the 6th, 7th one down. Farther than that, like 8th, 9th. But it's a 0.65% chance to get it. And what it allows me to do, it's not good for combat, because the speed makes my FOV go insane, and the evasion just teleports you around. So, I just use it for a building, because you can fly with it for whatever reason, and you take no fall damage. So if you see me wearing this, it's more than likely because I just got done building. So yeah, this is the area, home base, that I redid. I finally got a quantum ME crafting storage drive, digital storage thing set up with some ME drives inside. Most of them are 4K ME drives, but I do have a couple 1Ks. And this finally let me get my storage figured out. Way more easier to craft and all that stuff as well. I got a lot of ore blocks, which I'll show you how I got those in a little bit. So all of this stuff here, I finally moved from those crystal chests that I had, and then obviously I redid this whole area. I never showcased these bonsai trees in the last episode, but you just put an axe in the sapling you want, and then some dirt, and over time it will spurt out some logs, sticks, and the corresponding sapling. And if you're wondering why I have this here, I did have a corrupted, I don't know if it was corrupted or not, but I did some funky things with pipes and it completely lagged my world out. And I was a little upset because I lost about 2 hours of progress. Thankfully, this game does come with a backup mod, and you can type it with just a command, but I found it to be convenient just to, hit the button and it'll do a backup for me. So, this area is, more aesthetic than utility, because I don't do too much in it at the moment. But I did start the immersive engineering. Let's see, it's in general tech. I did start the immersive engineering a little bit. I made the coke oven and kiln to get specific wood and stuff to unlock this, which let me craft the revolver, which I wanted to do in the previous episode, and it is pretty terrible. So if I go to my mob spawner, although I think the problem I'm going to have here is these guys fall, so they're already going to be a little damaged. I guess the villagers, he only has 3 health. Yeah, most of these guys are 1 tap. But, okay, he does about a 7 attack damage, which is the same as an iron. So you gotta shoot him like 3 times with this ammo I have in it. Silver cartridges. And I added a bayonet attachment and an extended magazine mod, which is why I have those 6 extra bullets on the side. And then I have this heavy bladed shield, which was from the treated wood from the immersive engineering, and I believe this just gives it more durability. So that's nice. That's about all I did over here, was just make a little mob spawner. Some easy drops. All those drops. Oh wow, okay. I don't know what half of that stuff in there does, but I'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, good luck in there, bud. Alright, so going back to the base here. So yeah, I went with the basalt tiles because I have a generator here which just prints basalt, so that was nice. And then I used this chipped table here to kind of, you know, spice up the patterns of the blocks I was using here. I got the, what is this? Smooth tile for the stuff over here, which is what I'm about to show you now. This is the area I spent the most time in. So, come in here. I'll show you the stuff on the left in a second. So, I haven't really used this too much since I built it. But essentially, just put gravel up top here. I can probably grab some. Let's see. Gravel. Yeah, this is an auto. I guess I'll explain this while since I came over here. This thing will generate cobblestone, bring it to this chest, and I have Ortec item pipe connections to just kind of cycle through all of the types you can break down, and eventually it will fill up into dust. So dust is full. Move on to sand, dirt, gravel, and then stone. So I thought that was nice to have for convenience. I don't have to break stuff down anymore. Just stick the gravel in here. This guy's brush. Oh, he just took all of it. Okay. Yeah, he just took all the gravel. Usually two of them will do it. And then the pipes will go back down here and unearth the raw material. And then I have sand and dust for these gentlemen over here, which I will probably convert this to more niche soil. Like, there's like sands, Jesus. Soil, soul soil. You can sift and netherrack or something. I forgot because I haven't really looked into it too much. But this is pretty simple. And then I have one for dirt because I didn't want saplings to be mixed into the stuff. Super basic, just Ortec pipes. You right click. This isn't outputs, it'll suck whatever you have this right clicked. You can like toggle it on and off to anything. And then if you wanted to go in, you just don't have that on here. So the top part, I assume it's different for every mod, but the top part inputs the blocks, the sides input food, and the bottom outputs. So this was cool. It didn't take too long to set up. And then this is the jumbo furnace. So you make it's a multi-block, so you place 3 furnaces, and then it'll turn into this mega one. And if you smelt furnaces, it will give you jumbo furnaces to use upgrades. And you might be wondering what the upgrades do, but it just smelts stuff a lot quicker, so it'll do 64 of them at once. Now I do have this semi-automated with whatever you want to cook at the top, and then the export at the bottom. So it's checking out stone right now. I'm gonna have to move these, but these were the immersive engineering alloy kilns that I built for treated wood and some oil. I'm not gonna bother saying it because I don't know how. And then this is still the applied energistics 2 stuff, nothing too crazy. Oh, and the mechanism sheets. I haven't done too much with these guys, but the main thing I've been working on is my mega auto smeltery system here I got. So this thing works. Let me go inside. Oh, I guess I'll explain the outside real quick. So you have different liquid molten ores that you can select here. So I have gold, redstone, copper, nickel, iron, lead. I have some more on the side as well. Silver, osmium, uranium, tin, zinc, and carbon. Now, all this stuff basic fluid tank because I figured with how much I'm transferring to the smelter, I will not need a big reservoir. Save space too. So this will come into here, and then those switches up there are connected to all of this redstone here. And that's when it'll activate this pipe, which will suck the liquid out and put it into Foundry. And I did that with about 12 different ones. It's all over the place, but you can kind of get the gist of it. So same idea here. Gold gets sucked into the tank here. Whenever I call for it, it'll go back to the Foundry. So the cool thing about this is, alongside me being able to call the liquids, I could easily cook them if I want to combine them. So let me just try one here. So right now I got iron and nickel, which I was making electrum, so that's why that's in there. So let's see, what do we want to add? Let's put some copper in so we just ring like this. You gotta give it a little bit of time for the redstone, the pipes to work. If we go in here, we should start filling it up with copper. Yeah, it's going up. So MB stands for millibuckets. So with this constantly going up, I can just have copper flowing in. So that's how I get my molten metals into my smeltery. And then how do I take them out? That's where this comes into play over here. Where's that water villager? He might not be loud on your end, but he is loud on mine. Okay. So I have this set up to make the blocks that correspond to the ores in here. I'm gonna make those copper blocks that I just activated into the smeltery. So I'll do this one. I usually only have one. There might be something in here. No, there's not. Oh, it's because carbon's in there. Oh, did it combine? Okay, yeah, it combined into Constantine. I guess the copper. I wonder how you make that. Constantine. I don't know what this does, but I got a couple of. So it's copper and nickel, which I did have previously for electrum, because you need nickel for electrum, which I used for energy cables to transfer energy, which I will get to that in a second. But I guess this still works. So I got 29 blocks of Constantine. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then I can activate these, and it will start to just automatically turn these into blocks. And then I wait for them to cool, which takes not too long, 10 seconds. And then once these are done cooling, I got pipes down here, seam architect pipes, and I'll put the blocks in for me. So that's nice. So I can let that run, and we'll just start draining all of this Constantine ore for me. And same idea for the plates or whatever casting I want to use. Connect it, put it in here. Made a lot of invar plates on accident. I did not need to make that many, but that's okay. I'm sure I will use them at some point. And then also, I have liquids. So this is probably a good time to come down here. This is my power generator area that I decided to go for. I went for the architect generators. If we come into here, I'll just explain it on this side. So I got a carbon cow that's hooked up to my smeltery, and I needed fuel, a reliable fuel source for the fuel generator for my base. So what I decided to do is to filter that carbon out of the smeltery using these diamond fluid direction pipes. They will sort my liquid. And I bring it down over here. And I got 3 different types. These do not smelt into blocks or ingots. So it was better off for me to just put them in tanks, separate tanks over here. So I have a carbon tank. I got an adamant tank and a tin silver alloy tank. These two I currently have nothing for use. However, the carbon is not one of the 3 liquids I just previously mentioned. And that liquid is super small, but you can kind of see it right here. It's black. That doesn't really help. And then it will go into the corresponding tanks. So the carbon one went into the tank. These will suck into these 2 tanks. I should probably figure out a way to get this pipe down to this one too, because that never occurred to me that this is just chilling here. I'll fix that later though. Doesn't really matter too much. Anyway, I got that carbon piped all the way down into this refinery. This was Orchitect Refinery. This refinery was actually not too hard to make. I've noticed Orchitect is just has easy recipes, nice recipes. You gotta make 3 of these, which is just, these 2 are the hardest parts, just carbon fiber strands. You make a lot of the material you use for their mods with these machines over here. So you just kind of combine the recipes and you'll get carbon strands and certain parts to make the Orchitect mod stuff. So I have the carbon here now. I was just kind of wondering, how could I make this into oil? And to make it into oil, I needed, let's see if I can find the right oil here. Orchitect oil. So you need molten carbon, which I currently have piped into it. And you need either a slime ball or just some kind of, looks like a rice ball, resin ball. I went with slime. And how I did that is I have this slime guy up here just constantly chucking. This might be full actually, it's not that full. I wonder why it's not casting anymore. It might just not need more. That's very interesting. I'll turn this off for now since this thing is packed. But yeah, that's weird. That's like it's not enough. It's probably because it's full. That's my guess. But that's okay. I think it might be because this is hooked up right here. It's doing something weird with the casting table. I did have it where it would just mix slime balls. Pop it in this hopper and bring it down to here. And then it would suck the hopper, or suck the slime balls out of the chest and bring it to the refinery. I do not need this. Well, I do need that generator for now until I get these hooked up, but the slime balls will go into here and it'll make fuel, refined oil. And then if I pipe that oil, which is through this fluid pipe Orchitect right here. Oh, maybe it doesn't because this is the fluid pipe. Anyway, I'll deal with that later. So it brings the oil all the way to the generator here. And then the generator will produce power. And then I have the output for that power over here. This will be my power cell. Power bank, basically. A huge, big power battery. You can use this wrench to kind of choose how you want to form this battery bank. It does connect all of the blocks into one power, so each of these is like 250,000 FE. But right now I have 4.5 million RV, or FE, because I combine these together. And this right here is input, so this will take the energy from my generator and put it into the battery bank. And then back here I will have separate energy outputs for different machines I have up here. I'm going to dig through and probably pipe up some energy cells somewhere over here. I'm not too sure I want to do it yet. I might have the battery banks on the top floor because a lot of the stuff down here doesn't use power. So I'll probably bring that all the way down up to here with just some banks over here for some batteries, and then I can distribute the energy that way. So yeah, this took a lot of my time to set up, honestly. I kind of had a lot of, especially when the game crashed on me and I had to redo tanks. Oh, these are overflow tanks. So when a liquid is kind of half full in this tank, and I won't make a block, I can just right-click this and drain into this pipe, reroute directly back into the foundry, just for any leftover ores or like liquids that I have barely any of. This is my elevator, so I just kind of go down. It's kind of neat. That'll be nice for fast traveling around the base. So yeah, this thing. So my main complaints with this productive metalworks is the UI. It will bug out. If I have too many ores in here, these ores will go above this foundry controller line up here, and I cannot click it. So I need to make sure that I do not have too many kinds of liquid in here, because each different type of liquid will take a tiny slot, regardless of how much liquid it actually is. So you notice how this one says 17 blocks of molten nickel, and it is this thick. This is 1 millibucket of molten iron. This isn't even enough for a nugget, and it is the exact same. So if you add too much and it goes above, you're screwed. I don't know how to fix that. That's my main complaint with this thing, is I can have it full, but it's really only like up to here in the foundry. Because you can tell it's like, has weight to it. So I'm kind of confused as to why it only goes up like halfway and then breaks if I add too many different types. I kind of noticed that when I was testing all of these earlier, and I needed to test all of these just to make sure they all worked at once, make sure nothing was backing up, or one pipe was going into a completely different pipe. That wasn't the case, thank God. But it did cause some issues with the UI and the smeltery thing over here. But all said and done, I figured it out. Now I just gotta be careful with how much ore I put in the smeltery. So this is about all I have progressed so far. A lot of building. I found out I have different plans for my farm. Instead of doing this crap, where I just auto plant, there is a useful, I believe, where's it at? Tree. Oh man, it was somewhere generating resources, I believe, actually. Yeah, the garden cloche, something. If I make this, I can just grow a crop similar to this bonsai tree thing over here. So I can just have all the crops here lined up with the outputs and inputs for certain things, so that I can just automatically harvest different kinds of, I don't know, fruits and veggies. Because there is the Farmer's Delight mod, and it adds a bunch of different recipes and nice food, which I don't need right now, but I would like food that gives me a buff instead of just a eternal steak here. This is what I really like about this thing. I can just chuck whatever I don't really care for in here for later. Eggs, the energy pipes, those are good. Those are here. I just got done doing a bunch of the Orchitect energy stuff down in the basement with the fuel generator. This is probably the most annoying thing, is upgrading these storage drives, because I haven't automated the quartz process yet, or the Certus crystal process, so I still have to sit here and just click, 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 click. Sometimes the ticks lag, and it takes like 5 seconds for the quartz to actually charge. So that's the only annoying thing about the AE part so far, but it's kind of my fault for not going into it as much as I can. Kind of stopped when I got to the digital storage stuff here. I'm sure all this stuff kind of that's why I don't have these guys anymore here. These are just gonna be normal cows from now on. Okay, this is I already have that guy. This villager full health. I can test it on this guy here. Watch. Oh, friendly fire's enabled. I guess. Never mind. So, yeah, that's about as far as I've gone with this stuff here. I did want to just make sure that yeah, that's about everything that I've done. This is going to up here is going to be used for a couple mods that I've had in mind. I'm going to probably do the applied energistic stuff up here. This foundry ended up taking way more room than I expected it to. So that kind of just took up the whole bottom floor, basically. So I'm going to work on this top floor here, extend this out, get some applied energistics going. Those machines will need to be powered from down there. So those pipes that I put up here from the power bank from the basement, it's going to be perfect for this area right here. On this side, I'm not too sure what I want to do on this side yet. I do like to have basically the mods separated into different floors, or at least that's the plan. So this is all the smeltering stuff. Up there, I kind of want to do the applied energistic stuff. Some advanced ore mixing and fusing up here. Automate that up here. I'm gonna probably work on this area next though, because this is just the biggest eyesore so far in my base. This part. Oh, if you're wondering how they're building, I've been using this diamond hammer. It's like a 3x3. 3x3 area. A 3x3x1 area. Which has been helping me immensely with the building. I have meat nuggets from them. I got meat nuggets from cooking myself in my own smeltery. And there is one thing I forgot to show last episode when I was reviewing the mod pack, which will be the last thing I cover in this episode. So, I'm going to probably cheat to get there. We'll see if I can do that. I'm not gonna do that actually. I can just go there and stick a bit, but that's okay. Come with. So, the quest lines have you go to critical puzzle areas to advance in the quest line to unlock the mods, which I did not point that out in the last episode. I figured it's important to mention this because you are required to come here. And I assume there's different vaults for each of the characters, or echoes. So for the vault, this has you go to the machinist's vault. That's how I completed this quest line. I have not done the explorer stuff yet. Structures. So yeah, the first quest line that I did. Oh, here's my boots coming into play because I got hit. That FOV looks crazy. So we're just gonna keep going down this way. These boots are nice for flying. This FOV is insane though. Oh, that's right. I need the compass to even get there. Which I will have to go grab that real quick. So this, yeah, that's why I don't like these boots. This FOV is crazy. Compass. Do I not have the compass anymore? Bam. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. I think I threw it out. I wish there was a way to teleport back there. I guess I can just mention it though. It's this area up here. So this is a vault. When you get close to it, you can teleport with the compass that it gives you. I don't know where mine went, so unfortunately I cannot teleport there. I can just cheat. But I don't want to teleport in a block or whatever. But essentially, it's a puzzle using the create mod. So they showcase the create mod and what you can do with it within this vault here. You go through and collect important alloy upgrades, which is what I was complaining about in the previous episode with the basically all I have to show for this episode. A lot of building was done here, and a lot of annoying piping and redstone was done in the past couple days. In the next episode, you'll probably see these power cells upgraded, along with a channel system to divide that power up into different areas of my base. This will be completely different, along with actually building some floors. Up top, I will have a few other mods that I will get into here. I'm just not particularly sure which ones. Obviously, I'm gonna get into these. I think it's just the play, because I'm going to heavily assume a lot of this stuff I will need in the future. I guess it depends if I can upgrade this stuff or not. Like, some of this stuff requires the world crafter. So, I don't really know if I can get into it or not until I get to that quest, and then I'm like, oh, I need the world engine upgrade. I will probably make a different weapon because this revolver sucks. I will probably make, this thing looks badass, and Drake real good. I feel like I can make in-game stuff, maybe not though. Yeah, I definitely need to do mechanism, for sure. Yeah, and then the farm over here is going to get a big rehaul. This whole area here, all this is going to be completely redone. I finally got the honeycomb chicken. I forgot to mention these guys too. So the piping